Commander Legends is right around the corner, similar to how I was around the corner but came in towards the camera. And because it's right around the corner, hype is pretty up on it, right? I got to open some packs ready for the SCG pre-release thing, which is happening on Tuesday of next week. And I opened up, well, if you want to see what I opened up, there's a video for it. The link is in the description below and in the cards. But looking at Neville, looking at Neville Longbottom over there, got me thinking, like, which commanders I was excited for and which ones were literally dog shit. So like any self-respecting YouTuber who enjoyed doing the Ravnica guilds a couple of weeks ago, I'm doing another tier list video. If you don't like tier list videos, I recommend you don't watch this video. Just watch something else that I put out. I put out quite a few videos, fucking hell. So with that out of the way, it's going to be a long fucking video. Apparently there's 71 new legends in Commander Legends. I only found 70 of them. I'm missing one. It's like, where's Wally? If you can figure out what the missing one is, let me know. I think I've just figured it out looking at them. Anyway, tier list. As you can see, I've got God tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, limited fodder, and absolute garbo. So to clarify, it's a sequential tier system. The top bit there, God tier, the best. Limited fodder, the worst. Absolute garbo is beyond limited fodder. Like, you wouldn't even play it in limited. It's just fucking shit. How am I judging these cards? Well, it's going to be a mixture of how playable and powerful they are within Commander as a constructed, not limited, a constructed format, and also how cool I think the design and flavour and theme are. So it's a science. It's literally a science. Do I have to explain how that science works? No. That's not how the science of opinion works, god fucking damn it. Okay, so we're going to start with the Abomination of Llanowar, a Vigilant Menace 3-mana Elf Horror. It says that Abomination of Llanowar's power and toughness are each equal to the number of elves you control plus the number of elf cards in your graveyard. This is a fucking easy one. This is A tier. It's very close to God tier. I just don't think its power levels are quite there to put it in God tier. But fuck me, how cool is this? It's this monstrous fucking thing. A literal elf horror. This person in the hood there is like watching as they wreath in agony and pain a collection of like body horror elf corpses tied together. Theme, God tier. Flavor, God tier. Power level, not quite God tier, I think. Easy A. Next up, we have a Chroma Vision of Ixidor. I like the fact that this website, the tierlist.com, has like chopped the top off of each of the card images. I could go and try and fix that, but to be honest, that seems like a lot of work, so I'm not going to. Chroma Visions of Ixidor is a 7-mana, 6/6 creature and angel. It's the legendary Chroma. It has flying, first strike, vigilance, and trample. At the beginning of each combat until end of turn, each other creature you control gets +1/+1 if it has flying. It also gets +1/+1 if it has first strike, and so on. For double strike, death touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, protection, reach, trample, vigilance, and partner. And it has partner. That's right, it's for keywords. It pumps them for keywords. I think this is very cool. I love the keyword soup element of old school Chromas. It's almost God tier for being an Chroma with all these keywords strapped to it. However, it's going to be an A tier. The reason is because the counting and keeping track of it in paper when your opponent's got like 4 different creatures with different selections of keywords on it is going to be kind of a little bit annoying because your opponent's not going to keep track of it. They're going to put dice out. They'll probably put the dice on the fucking card, which then looks like the card's got counters. And then you're just like, what is going on? Why? Why? So for that reason, I've dropped down from God tier to simply A tier. Then we have Elena, our first uncommon commander. Elena Kessig Trapper is a 5-mana 4/3 first strike, a human scout. Tap it to add an amount of red mana equals the greatest power among creatures you control that enter the battlefield this turn, and it's got partner. You know what? It's not A tier. I don't really know the flavour of it. I know people have talked about this because they're in flavour text, and I love these references to flavour text. But for me, Elena is a clear B. Like, I don't hate the card, I probably won't play with it myself, but the fact that it taps to add mana equal to power, which is a thing that red doesn't normally get, but feels like it probably should have, I like it. I like it a lot. Next up is Allahu, Solemn Ritualist. Allahu is a 5-mana 3/3 human monk, and when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter up to each 2... words! Put a +1/+1 count on each of up to 2 target creatures, and whenever a non-token creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, make a 1/1 spirit. It's a 5-mana commander with the impact being... I'm going to put it at B. It's almost a C. I'm going to put it at B because I like the fact that it's counters and tokens and they interact and it's got partners so you can synergize with another card like some of the ones we come to later, like the oozes and stuff. I'm going to put it below Elena though. I don't like it as much as I like Elena. Also, I said Elena was our first uncommon commander. The Llanowar Horror was actually actually uncommon as well. Wow, for an uncommon, that's so fucking cool. Then we have a Mareth, not to be confused with a Monomarth, the band, the Lustrous, another like Elder Dragon sort of thing, a legendary dragon. It is Bant colours, which is right up my street. It's a 6/6, it has flying, and whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, so it doesn't count itself, look at the top card of your library. If it shares a card type with that permanent, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. I'm going to put this at B tier. Okay, power level is pushing it. It's a 6/6 flyer for 6 that generates you card advantage. But honestly, actually, you know what? I'm pulling it down. I like the card a lot. I think it's a very reasonable commander that reminds you of all the 3-color commanders of old. You know, the Shards of Alara block. But power level pulls it down a little bit. It's just not that powerful compared to them, and that's okay. Weirdly, it's the first card I've put the lowest down that I actually just quite like because it's a reasonable. It's like Tulane if Tulane stopped doing drugs. Then we have a Nara Wolvid Familiar. This card is... it's almost limited fodder. It's a legendary Wolf Beast 4/4 for 4 that makes all commanders you control have indestructible. It's almost limited fodder. I'm going to put it in C because people like wolves and dogs. People wear t-shirts with wolves howling at the fucking moon, alright? People like wolves. If you're into Twilight, you feel like werewolves and wolves have been underrepresented compared to vampires in Magic. And here we have, is it our first legendary wolf? We're going to Scryfall, we're going to put wolf in there, we're going to put legendary in there. Oh, we had a whale wolf, didn't we? And I'm sure it's a legendary wolf token. But honestly, whale wolf, like, I'm sorry. Behave. Next up is a Rami of the Dead Tide. It's a Merfolk, so that immediately puts it in C tier because Merfolk are garbage. But it's a blue-black Merfolk, push it up a little bit. And it's a wizard, and it says exile cards in your graveyard equal to the number of opponents you control. And it gives target card in your graveyard, it gains it Encore. It's a creature card. Encore is a new mechanic where you get a token per opponent. So you get like multiple tokens of a creature here. Oh, I'm going to put this in C above the dragon because it's unique and flavorful and powerful. But I can't put Merfolk too high up. Otherwise, Brian will get on his fucking high horse. A Kelos Lagoon Mystic is a 4-mana turtle shaman, which puts it in A tier immediately. But then it's bug colors. I like bug colors, right? It's a 2/4, slightly lower in its power level of stats to mana cost. Then it's also, as long as it's tapped, other opponents in the battlefield tapped. Interesting. As long as it's untapped, other opponents in the battlefield untapped. Very cool. Why it's not white? Why it's a hate bear card? This is a hate bear commander for people who've never cast Athalia in their fucking lives. I'm put it at top of B. If it had white in its mana cost instead of, I don't know, black for some fucking bizarre reason. If it was Bant, it would be A. Maybe even God. Arden Intrepid Archaeologist is a 3-mana 2/2 legendary core scout. It has partner. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, you may search, you may attach any number of auras and equipment you control to target permanent or player. Interesting. Allows you to move auras around. I like that a lot. Power level, relatively weak. I'm going to put it in C tier, just below the Encore Wizard Merfolk. I like it. I like it's a unique thing for white to do. It's got partner. If it didn't have partner, it'd probably be in limited fodder. I like it. Armix Filigree Thrasher is a 3-mana 3/2 legendary golem. Whenever it attacks, you may discard a card. When you do, target creature defending player controls its -X/-X into end of turn, where X is the number of artifacts you control, plus the number of artifact cards in your graveyard. Okay, there's a lot of text there. I'm probably never going to play it. It's probably part of an artifact build thing. This is borderline limited fodder. I'm going to put it above the wolf, which is going to upset so many furries, but below the dragon. Averna the Chaos Bloom is a rug-coloured 4/2 elemental shaman. As you cascade, you may put a land card from among the exiled cards onto the battlefield. Cool design. It's an elemental. More elemental commanders are cool if you're into like Omnath and shit. If it had Cascade itself, then it wouldn't trigger it. It wouldn't put the land. It's top of C. It's unique and flavorful and interesting. But I don't really care much for it. Belby Corrupted Observer. At the beginning of each player's post-combat main phase, that player adds 2 colorless mana for each of your opponents who has lost life this turn. Cool, I like it. It's a solid B. Belborka Spectral Sergeant. It's a spirit soldier. It says, note the converted mana cost of each card as it's put into exile. The Spectral Sergeant's power and toughness equals the number of noted on this card on this turn. For this turn, fuck it says for turn? Jesus. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library, you may play that card. Woof! Okay. That's a solid B. That's a solid B. You know what? I'm going to put it above Aluna, but below... Nah, fuck it. It's above the turtle. And I'll bring this, like, Golgari mana engine thing in Belb above this red mana engine here. It's a unique thing for Golgari, right? Blim Comedic Genius is basically Spice 8-Vax invitational card in many ways, because he's a comedic genius. I hadn't really thought that Is that even a joke? I haven't really thought that through. It's a flying 4/3 for 4. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player gains control of target opponent you control. Then each player loses life and discards cards equal to the number of opponents they control but don't own. It's like a reverse Zedru. That's really fucking cool. It's gonna make people hate you, but I'm gonna put that top of B tier. Another unique thing, like I said, like a reverse Zedru is a really cool idea. I just don't know how many people are going to be happy when it starts happening to them. Breaches, Brazen Plunderer. 4 mana, 3/3 Goblin Pirate. That was me trying to put an R into pirate. I will never do that again. I'm so sorry. Menace, 3/3. Whenever one or more pirates you control do damage to your opponent, exile top card of each of those opponent's libraries in your play cards. The exiled in this way this turn, and you may spend mana as though it were a mana of any colour. It's an uncommon one. It's got partner. It's very narrow because it's a pirate, but I think it's good. I'm gonna put it in B tier, just below Elena. I'm not beyond moving things around as we get further and further in. Brynolin the Moon Kraken is an 8 mana 6/8 that bounces a permanent when it enters the battlefield, and also whenever you cast a spell with converted mana cost 6 or greater. 6 CMC or up. It's better than the Wolf, but I just don't think it's borderline limited. Captain Vargas Wrath. It's a 1/1 for 2 mana that whenever it attacks pirates you control, get +1/+1 to end of turn for each time you've cast a commander from the command zone in this game. If this was partner, I'd put it higher, but I believe this is just limited for Kolfana the Last You. It's a vigilant 3/7 for 6 mana. It's got reach, because trees should have reach. It's a tree folk shaman. We don't see enough tree folk in Magic. Whenever it or another creature you control dies, you turn to one target creature card with lesser toughness from your graveyard to your hand. So it doesn't come into the battlefield, so it's not god tier, because that would be absurd. But you know what? I like the fact that this tree folk shaman, not a wizard, a shaman, sort of recurs things, and it's based upon toughness as well, so it plays well with old tree folk. I like it. It's CMC, and it's not to enter the battlefield, makes it not god tier, but it's pretty fucking good, and I'm putting it in A. Dargo the Shipwrecker, the 7 mana 7/5 with trample and partner, and also you can sack artifacts and creatures to reduce its cost by 2. It also does this for any artifacts or creatures sacrificed prior to it being cast this turn, so treasures can count towards 3 for this, I believe. This is another pirate limited fodder. I think most pirates are going to go into the limited fodder. Elegant Crossroad Augur is a 6 mana 5/6 flying golden rare Sphinx. If you would scry a number of cards, draw that many cards instead. It's got partner. It's a 5/6. This is borderline limited fodder, right? I mean, I guess drawing instead of scrying is good-ish. I'm going to put it above Dragon, but no higher. It's meh, in my opinion. SEO Wardwing Familiar is a 2 mana 1/3 partner. Spells your opponent's cast that target one or more commanders you control cost 3 more to cast. This can fuck off. I don't even think this is good in limited. This is a bit player if you need blue and limited, but beyond that, I think the card is shit. I guess accompanying a Voltron commander may... No, fuck it, it's garbage. I'm sorry, Little Owl, but it's garbage. Falthis, the Shadowcat Familiar. Everyone likes nightmare cats. And look, I'm a red-blooded male, and yes, be a red-blooded male for this either, but I love pussy. But I think this card is shit. Commanders you control have Death Touch and Menace. Actually, that's way better than I thought it was, but I wanted to be angry at it so I can make the joke about loving... God, I hate myself. I'm putting it in the absolute garbo pile. Gen Arcanum Weaver is a 3 mana Mardu coloured human wizard. It's a 2/3, and if you tap it and pay Mardu, sacrifice an enchantment, return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, a Mardu Enchantress enabling commander? Sign me the fuck up. I'm going to put this in A tier. Behind the Tree Folk and behind the Abomination, but above the Chrome. It's cool to see this space for that colour combo. Ghost of Ramirez de Pietro. It's got a fucking amazing name. A 3 mana spirit pirate. It can't be blocked by creatures toughness 3 or greater. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, choose up to 1 target card in a graveyard that was discarded or put there from the library this turn. Put that card into its owner's library. Absolutely fantastic name. But if I'm honest, I'm never going to play this. Also, somehow, that's the 71st card. That's not... Yeah, Ghost of Ramirez de Pietro is a really cool name. I'm assuming it's referencing something in Magic that I don't know about, but its effect is... It's Garbo. I wouldn't even put limited fodder. I'll put it as Garbo. Gilandra, Call of the Wildwood. A 3 mana 1/2 legendary elf druid that taps to add green when you spend this mana to cast a spell. Convert mana cost 6 or greater. Draw a card. This is a limited card. And that is it. Glacian, Power Stone Engineer. 6 mana. 3/6 human artifice. It's got partner. Tap it. Tap X on tapped artifacts you control. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand. And the rest in the graveyard. That is a very strong limited card. I'm going to put these up actually. Which I think Pirate's going to be good. but I think that's very strong. Maybe not as good as the pirate archetype, but yeah, pretty good. Nostro, Voice of the Crags, is a Chimera for Jeskai and a 1. It's a tap, choose 1. X is the number of spells that you've cast this turn, so it's a Storm Commander. It's a 3/3, and it goes Scry X, deals X damage to target creature, or gain X life. Cool idea for a Storm Commander, but I think the power level and the execution is slightly off. I'm going to stick it at a high C. I'm going to move this Encore one above the Cascade one, honestly. Gormoldrak, the Amphinologist. 3 mana, 3/2. You and permanent you control have protection from salamanders. At the beginning of your end step, each player who controls the fewest creatures creates a 4/3 blue salamander warrior creature token. I don't even know if it's that powerful, but this is god tier. If you're going to randomly make salamanders and randomly have things have protection from salamanders, and the flavor text says, "The day of reckoning is coming. Knowledge of the Amphin may be the only refuge." The paranoia! I'm into it. That's our first god tier. It's the Salamander lad. Halana Kessig Ranger is a reach 3/4 that allows you to pay 2 when a creature enters the battlefield. If you do that, creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature and it's got partner. It's just not as cool as the red one in this pairing. The two Kessig Ranger to Kessig Trapper. I'm going to put this at a low C. It's better than the indestructible thing, but it's... is it limited fodder? I think it's limited fodder. I don't think I'll play this out limited. Hamza, the Guardian of Arashin, is a 6 mana 5/5 Elephant Warrior. It costs 1 less for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it, and creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. This is fucking cool. This is some cool design space for the counter thing. I'm going to put that at a high B. Just below Reverse Zedru, but just above... Actually, no, I'm going to put it below Exiling Cards, man, thing. Hans Eriksson, Hans, Rund. It's the fucking Lurgoyf! Whenever Hans Eriksson attacks over the top card of your library, if it's a creature card, put it onto the battlefield tapped on attacking defending player or a planeswalker they control. Otherwise, put that card in your hand. When you put a creature card onto the battlefield this way, it fights Hans Eriksson. This is fucking awesome. The reference to the old flavor text on like those old cards, the unhinged cards. This is a card people have been waiting for like ever. It's got Safi Eric's daughter, I can never remember the exact name, in the background because she's the one that's like, you know, shouting, "Hans, run!" I fucking love it. I think this is one of my favourite cards in the set, not from a flavour perspective. And the mechanic is cool too. That you get 3 creatures, like making him indestructible, they're making him fight like huge monsters. I'm going to put this in god tier. This card is fucking awesome. Here comes my first favourite uncommon command of the set. Iktekik Salvage Splicer is a partner. I think I'm going to build this. When it enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 colourless golem artifact creature token. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Iktekik and +1/+1 counter on each golem you control. Golem Tribal. Splicer Tribal. I'm in. This is a god tier uncommon. The reason being, personal preference. I've wanted a Splicer commander for a while, and we got one. Emoti, Celebrant of Bounty, is a 5 mana 3/1 with a Cascade. So, okay, cool. And spells you cast with convert mana cost of 6 or greater has a Cascade. So the card itself is not busted as fuck, but it's good. It's like the effect is good. It's random too, so it's not oppressive. I love this design. I'm putting this in god tier. Wow, I wasn't expecting 2 uncommons into god tier straight away. Jared Cathalion, True Heir, a legendary human warrior for Naya. It's a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent becomes the monarch. You can't become the monarch this turn. If damage will be dealt to Jared Cathalion while you are the monarch, prevent that damage and put +1/+1 counts. He is challenging. He is looking to become the king. Again, I don't really understand the Jared lore. Fuck, I just looked it up. There's a sexy comic on the MTG Gamepedia. Also, is Wave 4 a bauble? Is that Jared Cathalion's? Because apparently he leaves to become the Wave. Fuck, either way, I'm loving this He-Man, like, powerful king shit going on with the rippling fucking pecs. And, like, the jacket with no sleeves. And the big-ass fucking sword. It's like, you're the king now, but you won't be for long, bitch. I'm into it. I'm going to put it in A tier. No, I'm going to put it in S tier. Fuck it. It's slightly better than the... I'm going to put it above the Cascading Uncommon, but I'm not putting it above my beloved Splicer Tribe. Jeskia Thrice Reborn is a 3 mana planeswalker that starts with, well, 0 loyalty? What the fuck? When it enters the battlefield with a loyalty counter on it for each time you cast a commander from the command zone this game, it's got partner, so it needs more commanders. I guess you cast 1 when you cast it the first time, so it comes with 1 loyalty the first time you cast it on its own. For 0, choose target creature. Until your next turn, if that creature would deal combat damage to one of your opponents, it deals triple that damage to that player instead. And -X, Jessica Thrice Reborn deals X damage to each of up to 3 targets. I don't even know how to assess this. Mid-tier B. Jury, Master of the Review? Like, Review? The Reviewer, he looks like he's Rakdos. Are Reviewer people a place? Is he like a journalist? Like a critic? Whenever you sacrifice a opponent, put a +1/+1 counter on Jury Master of the View. When he dies, deal with that damage equal to its power to a target. This is a limited card. It's a cool limited card, don't get me wrong, but like, sacrifice commanders in red-black? What a surprise! Kamal Hardacrosa is an 8-mana 5/5 mythic human druid. Beginning of your combat on your turn, could you control it +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn? What the fuck? It overruns every turn? Until end of your turn, target land you control becomes a 1/1 elemental creature with vigilance, indestructible, and haste. It's still a land. Okay, and it's got partner. This card it's 8 mana, so it's very expensive, which balances it in some ways. He's a high A tier. Only because, like, Kamal is an iconic character, creating lands into creatures is iconic as well, and he overruns every fucking turn. It's expensive, but that's cool. It's cool as fuck. Kanji Skywarden, a 5-mana 3/3 flying vigilant bird wizard. Whenever Kanji Skywarden attacking creature with flying, it's +2/+0 to end of turn. Whenever Kanji blocking creature with flying, it's +2/+0 to end of turn. This is boring as shit. It's borderline absolute garbage. It doesn't have partner. Nah, fuck it, it's garbage. Kidis, Emberclaw Familiar is an elemental lizard and it's fucking adorable. Whenever a commander you control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each opponent. Wow. But only commanders? Limited fodder. I'm going to put it above the giant. No, the giant's cooler. Alright, but it's adorable. Okay, it's limited fodder. I'm sorry. I love the fucking art, but it's limited fodder. Kelef, Sunmare Familiar. Whenever your commander you control attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It's got partner. Fuck off. White cards that are shit. Get in the absolute garbage pile. Next up, we have Keskit the Flesh Sculptor. Sacrifice 3 other artifacts on our creatures and tap Keskit. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand, and put the other into your graveyard. It's got partner. It's got some fucking awesome art. I do really like this, like, new Phyrexia dripping into Commander Legends. I love the art. I love the name. I just think the effect is kind of boring. I think this is like the best limited fodder we've seen yet. It's borderline C. You know what? I put the wolf in C because people like wolves. I like new Phyrexia. It's bottom of C. Kodama of the Eastery is a 6-mana 6/6 partner commander spirit with reach. Whenever an opponent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal to or lesser converted mana cost from your graveyard onto the battlefield. It's a green commander that rewards you for paying big green shit by putting more shit from your hand into play. It doesn't generate card advantage itself, but if the cards come into play do create card advantage, it's pretty good. I would put this probably in B tier if it was his own commander, but the fact that you could partner this up with something else, like, I don't know, fucking a card advantage into like Thrasios or some shit. My point being, because it's got partner, I'm putting it in A. I'm going to put it above Akroma because it's Kodama, and I respect Kamigawa. And I'm going to put it above the Mardu guy, who I don't know who the fuck he is, but I like his effect. But below the Llanowar monstrosity of fucking zombies. Krog the Thumbless is a thumbless goblin, and he makes you flip coins when you cast spells. God tier. I'm going to put it above the Cascading one, but below He-Man. Quain the Itinerant? Itinerant? I don't know what that fucking means. Let's have a look. Traveling from place to place, especially on a circuit, as a minister, judge, or sales representative. Okay, my headcanon now is that Quain is trying to sell us this very stylish outfit. All I know that when I saw Quain, I want to know what fucking plane he was from. I was getting Alice in Wonderland vibes. It's a rabbit wizard. Wizards are cool. It's a 1/3 for 2 mana. Each player may draw a card, then each player who drew a card this way gains 1 life. It's like a group hug thing. It's so unpowerful. I'm never going to draw a card. It's like a Howling Mine. Fuck, where do I rate this? It's just inoffensive, but kind of cool and good and cheap. 2 mana, 2 mana. It's a Howling Mine. It's a Howling Mine. We're going to put this in B, and we're going to put it above Jeska. Do we put it above the turtle? No, it's not above the turtle. Lathriel the Bounteous Dawn is a 4 mana 2/2 rare life-linking unicorn. Beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, distribute up to that many +1/+1 counters from any number onto any number of other target creatures. It can't buff itself, which would have made it actually generally quite good because then you get bigger and bigger with lifelink and it grows bigger and bigger. I like that it's a life gain green-white commander with a slightly different take. I mean, that's the approach of most of these cards, right? But honestly, life-gaining unicorn, it's kind of insulting to me as a white player that this is the kind of shit we get. I'm going to put it above the wolf, above the relatively useless new Phyrexia thing, above the Kraken, above the Golem, but I'm not putting it above the Band Dragon. You know what? The Band Dragon's better than that Sphinx. I'm going to put it above that Sphinx. I'm going to move it up. There we go. Lysa! Shroud of Dusk is a 5 mana, white, black, and 2 legendary creature angel. It's apparently, according to Brian, this is one of the lost angels, the angel that helped the vampires on Innistrad. So flavor-wise, bang on. Rather than pay 2 for each previous time you cast the spell from the command zone, you can pay 2 life that many times instead. It's got flying, it's got lifelink, so it refunds that life. Whenever a player casts a spell, they lose 2 life. It's got a bit of a stacksy element to it. I like this a lot. I'm going to put this in low A for the flavor, and the fact that it's just a cheap commander at all times. It's always going to be 5 mana with some life loss, but obviously you can gain life in those colours. And this is a pretty good Voltron commander, honestly. Livio Oathsworn Sentinel is a partner 2 mana 2/2. Okay, this is cheap. And it's a partner, and it's a rare. Surely it can't be bad. 2 mana, choose another target creature. Its controller may exile it with an Aegis counter on it. It's called a May, by the way. May. So it's not removal for the opponent's stuff unless they want to save stuff from rats. Political tool, but ultimately you'll be exiling your own stuff. 3 mana and tap. Return all exiled cards with Aegis counters on them to the battlefield under their owner's control. Now, bearing in mind the Aegis counters stay over for when he dies. So if you exile this stuff with Livio and then Livio dies, you can then replay Livio, give him haste, for example, tap him and bring things back, and get a lot of value. It's like a Power Axe wave on a body, but it's a partner commander that I can partner with other things. I think I love it. I think I'm in love. This card is fucking awesome. It's not oppressive, it's not obnoxious, but it's strong. I'm going to put this in A tier. I want to put it in God tier, but I think that's my personal preference of how much I love Power Axe wave. I'm going to put this below the Tree Folk, below the Abomination, but above Kodama, because I'm more likely to play this than I am Kodama. Hell, fuck it, I might even partner it with Kodama. No, I wouldn't partner it with Kodama. I probably need blue and green. It's probably Thrasios. Then we've got Malcolm, the Keen-Eyed Navigator. I'm not kidding. We got a magic card called Rick, only like a week or 2 ago, and now we've got Malcolm. Flying, whenever 1 or more pirates you control do damage to an opponent, you create a treasure token for each opponent dealt damage. It's got partner. Fine, if you're playing fucking, like, pirates, you'll play it. I'm going to put it above the sack one. It is basically limited fodder, but it's almost getting into C tier. Miara, Thorn of the Glade, is a 2 mana 1/2 elf scout. Whenever Miara, Thorn of the Glade, or another elf you control dies, you may pay 1 and 1 life. If you do, draw a card, and it's got partner. Okay, it's a 2 mana elf that has partner, so you can play other things with it. So its effect is kind of just extra in the command zone. I like this a lot. I think this is actually quite powerful. Paying 2 mana to just gain life and draw a card is... Oh no, you have to pay the life. Oh, that pushes down a little bit, but not hugely. I'm going to put this in the bottom of B. I'm going to put it above all of this nonsense. This is a cool, strong elf partner commander. Nadia, Agent of the Duskanel, is a 6 mana 3/3. It's an elf warrior. Whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Nadia, Agent of the Duskanel. And when Nadia leaves the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens equal to its power. Huh. That's a cool token commander. It's a shame that it won't pair very well with Miara, because they're both black and you need some green for your elf. Where do I want to put this? I want to put this in a low B. A low B. I think you could build some very cool decks around her and another card, but being 6 mana, 6 mana makes it rough. I want to put it in C, just below the Storm thing, actually. The C, oh no, below the Merfolk. Oh, should I push the Merfolk? No, it's a Merfolk, Vince. Don't give Brian an inch, take a mile. Nevinyrral, Urborg Tyrant, is a 6 mana Esper and 3/6 zombie wizard. It has hexproof from artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. When it enters the battlefield, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token for each creature that died this turn. So post wrath, it's fucking awesome. Or if you've got a lot of sack outlets, it makes a load of fucking zombies for the things you've sacked. And when it dies, you may pay 1, and it blows up, destroying all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments, just like his fucking disc. This is god tier. It is powerful. It is unique. It is flavorful. It references old magic. It does like 1,000,001 different things. You can build it in different ways. I am not kidding, and I'm not just saying this to just build it in limited. I genuinely think this might be my favourite commander in terms of ticking all the fucking boxes you could ever want. It's also Esper, which is one of the better 3-colour pairs in my opinion. I know it hasn't got green, which is the best colour in Commander, but I do fucking love Esper. Numa, Jiraga Chieftain, is a 3 mana 2/2 elf warrior. At the beginning of your combat in your turn, you may pay XX. If you do, distribute X plus encounters among any number of target elves you control. Oh no, it's not even you control, just any elves. You put it on your opponent's elves, which is kind of nice. It's got partner. This is limited fodder. Yeah, it's limited fodder. Double X? Fuck that. Nimris, Una's Trickster, is a 5 mana 1/6 fairy knight. Flying on a fucking beetle, which is cool. Flash, Flying, whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, look at the top card, 2 cards of your library, put one of those cards in your hand and the other into your graveyard. Card advantage, it's got flashed. 5 mana puts me off a little bit, but you know what? I like it. I like it as a flash commander, and we'll put it in a low A, above the angel, below a chroma, mainly because she's flying on the back of a beetle, and flying on the back of beetles is fucking cool. Obeka, Brute Chronologist, is a 3/4 that taps. It's not Ogre Wizard, by the way. Wizards are cool, ogres are cool. I mean, the fucking art is sick as well. Tap, the player whose turn it is may end that turn. This is fucking sick. This is the bottom of it. It's such a unique and weird thing you could do, like having a sundial of the infinite effect on a creature. You get these opportunities to be political with people where you're like, do you want me to end your turn for you? You activate it, they may end their turn. If they've got a kill spell on their creature, they can end their turn there and it saves them. You also use it yourself to exile spells and triggers that are on the stack. So if you've got a lot of sacrifice triggers for stuff, just end the turn. I love it. I love it. Plays well with sneak attack. I love it. I'm going to put it at the bottom of God tier. I'm going to put it above the Cascading one, but it can't be better than Kronk, and it's not better than He-Man. Bravo of the Steel Legion is a 3-mana 1/4 cat soldier. As long as your turn, creature tokens you control get +1/+4, and has 4 mana create a 1/1 white soldier token, and it's got partner, and basically it's a limited card, but it kind of references Brimaz, so I'm going to put it at the bottom of C. I'm going to put it below Wolf, because cats are not as good as wolves. Radiant Sarah Archangel is a legendary angel, a 6/4 that says it's flying, it's got partner, and tap another untapped creature you control with flying, and Sarah, Radiant Sarah Archangel, should I say, gains protection from the colour of your choice until end of turn. This is a waste of the character Radiant. This is like egregious. This is the bottom of Garbo. I'd rather play that fucking horse than I would do this Radiant. The card is trash. Okay, that's not fair. If you've got a lot of flying tokens, it's okay. But I also kind of hate it, so it's trash. Rebek, Architect of Ascension, I fucking... honestly, the Magali's art, this art, all of her art is amazing. Human Artificer. Artifacts you control have protection from each converted mana cost among artifacts you control. And it's got partner. This is funny for me because it means that a Phyrexian Revoker can't carry Namazawa's Chitte because it would drop it. And I don't know what it is about that, but that just makes me feel warm inside. But besides that, I'm never going to play it. I'm going to put it... It's not limited fodder. I feel like it's very much a thing that you might need or want in a weird deck somewhere. I'm going to put it at the bottom of C, but I'm putting it below the Cat Brimaz character thing. Rayav, Master Smith, is a Dwarf Artificer for 2 mana. It's a 2/2 whenever creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks. That creature gains double strike into end of turn. It's cool. It's a little bit better than limited fodder. I'm going to put it above Rebek and the Wolf and the Cat and the new Phyrexian thing. That's it. That's where it is. Rograk, Son of Rogar, is a 0 mana, I fucked that name right up, Kobold Warrior, a 0/1 with first strike, menace and trample. It is red in spite of being 0 mana. Partner, it is a power crept Kobolds of Kirkkeep, and I fucking love it. The fact they can partner with random other ones as well, and it carries equipment so well. Rograk is one of my favourite commanders in the set as well. I think I'm my favourite partner commander from like a thematic perspective of being the king of the Kobolds of Kirkkeep. It's going to be above the Cascading Naga in God tier, but below the Sundial Ogre Wizard. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces is a 4 mana 3/1. You may have it enter the battle as a copy of another creature you control, except it has Sakashima of 1,000 Faces' other abilities. The legend rule doesn't apply to opponents you control. It's got partner. It can copy your other commander. It is a second copy of your other partner commander. It is your second Thrasios, and it's Sakashima, and I respect Kamigawa. I'm going to put that just below Kronk. It's not as good as He-Man or Kronk, but it's probably better than the Sundial one in terms of just flavourful. It's cool because you had like Mirror Hall, which turned Legend rules off in Kamigawa anyway. Legends mattered on Kamigawa, and Sakashima is like the greatest imposter clone thing ever. So yeah, I'm into it. Sengir the Dark Baron is a 6 mana 4/4 flying creature. Whenever another creature dies, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Sengir the Dark Baron, so it gets pretty fucking big, pretty fucking quick. It's a vampire noble. It's got partner, and whenever another target, whatever another player loses the game, you gain life equal to the player's life total that as the turn began. You gotta track it and stuff. Cool. Top of C. Siani, Eye of the Storm, is a Jinn monk from the Khan's plane, which we don't see many of these days. It's a 4 mana 3/2 flying. Whenever Siani, Eye of the Storm attacks, scry X, where X is the number of attacking creatures with flying. It's got partner. Hopefully it's a nicer Jinn than the one I met on last week's episode of Dice Draw Removal. But honestly, this is limited. I'm putting this at the bottom of the limited pile. I don't even want to play this card if I can help it. I guess it's really fucking good in combination with this the Sphinx that like turns scries into draws. I guess. Cool combo. Slurk All Ingesting is a 6 mana ooze. Ends the battlefield with 5+1/+1 counters, and whenever it or another creature you control dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control that has a +1/+1 counter on it, and it's got partner. That's right, it's a green creature, so it has to have at least 1,000 words on it, although a lot of these commanders do, in all fairness. Like a fucking paragraph. If you like counters, it puts counters on your counters. It's an ooze lord. It's an ooze tribal commander. I think it's really fucking cool. This is going to be in B tier. Probably below the rabbit, but above the very powerful and low cost-efficient elf warrior lady. Tevesh Zat, Doom of Fools. So much Doom of Fools that people on Twitter were getting upset about the ultimate on this thing. Sure, it's got partner. Sure, it makes tokens. Sure, it sacrifices other commanders. It's flavorful. I'm going to put this in B. It's going to be above Jeska. It's going to be above the efficient elf lady, but it's not as good as the ooze commander. Thalys, Reverent Medium, is a human cleric 3/4 for 5 mana at the beginning of each end step. Create X 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying, where X is the number of tokens you create this turn. It's like a pseudo doubling season that makes Anointed Procession get an erection. It's cool. I like it. I'm going to put it at the bottom of B. I'm going to put it... It feels like it should have partner, honestly. If it had partner, this would be rated much higher. I'm going to put it below Jeska, but above the Golgari mana thing. The Prismatic Piper, this is A tier. The art alone from Seven McKinnon makes it A tier. I'm putting it at the bottom of A tier. Power level, not that good. Although it did confuse the ever-loving fuck out of everyone when it was first revealed, causing people on Facebook groups to literally melt down and eat their own shit. And I am here for it. Togo, Goblin Weaponsmith is a 3 mana 2/2 Goblin Artificer. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a colorless equipment token named Rock. Where a creature has 1 tap, sacrifice Rock. This creature deals 2 damage to any target, and it has equip 1. Fucking complicated, but the fact that it's a Goblin Weaponsmith that creates rocks for people to throw, I think I love it. Also, synergistic-wise in the limit environment, I know this is about constructed, but there's all these things like drawing cards and giving double strike and shit when they're equipped. This guy makes all these fucking rocks, and then you get to equip them for free or whatever you're synergizing with. It's cool. Fuck, it's a weapon that makes rocks. That's so fucking good. This is God tier. It's better than the Cascading Naga. It's better than Prismatic Piper that I put there for the meme. This card is fucking sick. I love it. Fuck, it's with landfall as well. Tormod, the Desecrator, is a 4 mana 4/2. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature with token, and it's got partner. I like Tormod. I think the reference back to Tormod in this crypt is cool. I kind of wish it made more zombies the more things you exile, but it works well with like Persist and Undying and all that jazz. Tormod is real good. Flavor-wise, I love it. I'm going to put it in A tier, but it's not as good as Rockman, nor the King of Kirkkeep, nor Sundial, nor Sakashima, nor Quark, nor He-Man, and so on and so on. Tuya Bearclaw is a legendary human warrior for 3 mana. It's a 2/2. Whenever Tuya Bearclaw attacks, it gets plus X, where into a turn where X is the greatest power among other creatures you control. This is a limited card. Okay, she's called Bearclaw. She's like Surak's daughter, maybe? That's cool. It's a limited card. I'm going to put it top of limited because of the reference to riding a fucking bear. That's pretty cool. But the card just ain't good. Oh, some of the best till last. Yurlok of Scorch Thrash is a 4 mana. It's Jundam 1, 4/4 Viashuna Shaman. So even its stats and mana costs match up. It's got Vigilance because an extra keyword is always nice. A player losing unspent mana causes that player to lose that much life and 1 mana and tap. Each player gets 3 mana. A green, a red, and a black. Basically, it brings back mana burn and it gives mana to your opponent so they get burned. I fucking love it. This is probably above the Sundial. Is it above Sakashima? Yes. Is it above Quark? Yes. Is it above He-Man? It's Mana Burn. Mana Burn is so fucking nostalgic for me. It's above He-Man. Is it above the Splicers? Yes. Is it above Hands? Yes. Is it above the Salamander Critter? Why is that in God tier? What the fuck is wrong with me? Yes. Is it better than Neville Longbottom? Oh, no. Nev wins out. It's far more unique and interesting. And last but not least, Zara, Renegade Recruiter. 5 mana 4/3 flying. When it attacks, look at defending player's hand. You put a creature card from it onto the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking that player or planeswalker they control. Return that creature to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step, and it's a Renegade Recruiter. This card is fucking awesome. First time seeing it. Some of these I haven't seen yet. A tier. Not as good as Kamal for flavor and power. below the Abomination, but above my beloved flickery Parallax Wave guy. And that's it! It's been a long video. That took a lot more time than I thought it would be. I was like, I can't talk for each creature. I can't talk about each creature for a minute because that'd be fucking 17 minutes minimum of footage. I hope you enjoyed this. What do you think of my selection? Did I make any mistakes? What I'll do is if I can get a link to the template, I'll put it in the description below so you can make your own and stick them up on social media. You can tweet them at me. I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. I'm psyched for this set. I can't wait to draft it. I can't wait to make EDH and chill with it. There are some problems, don't get me wrong. The set is not fucking perfect. I think White got seriously screwed over. It's got like 3 or 4 very powerful cards, but losing abilities in the colour palette and other stuff is bollocks. I might make a video about that next week. But on the whole, I'm loving it. It's exciting, it's fresh, it's nostalgic and fresh at the same time. It's like phrenologic. That's not a word. I don't fucking know what I'm on about. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fucking good stuff. Hit that bell icon, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.